What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. Finally, we got the much anticipated rematch going down today between Dillian Whyte, who was in a must-win situation, facing off against the WBC interim and #1 mandatory contender Alexander Povetkin. The fight's going to take place in a place called Gibraltar. I thought that was an insurance company down here in the United States, Gibraltar. Get a piece of the rock. Ain't that the same thing? Or maybe I'm getting that confused with another insurance company. But anyway, the fight's going down there. Give Eddie Hearn credit for finding a place to hold that fight. I think they're going to have around 500 people in attendance for this fight, so they will have a crowd. So they have some people there where the fighters can feed off of the enthusiasm and the applause of the crowd. So we'll see how that plays out, man. The fight's going to be going down in the zone. This is a must-win situation for Dillian Whyte. You got people out here like Carl Froch and Johnny Matchroom Mouthpiece Nelson out here saying that if Dillian Whyte wins, that they look forward to him possibly fighting Deontay Wilder next. The Bronze Bomber. There's only one Deontay Wilder. Maybe fighting him or the Michelin Man, Andy Ruiz. It's a big fight set up for him. I think more likely scenario if Dillian Whyte wins this fight is he gets the winner of Chisora Parker. That fight's going to go down in the spring of 2021. I think they're trying to lock down a date sometime in May, June, sometime in that time frame. Those two guys are going to link up, and we'll just see how that fight plays out. Chisora and Dillian Whyte, they've done some good numbers on pay-per-view the first two fights. I think this first fight might not have been the main event. I know the second fight was a main event and it did good numbers over there in the UK. So if Chisora is successful and if Dillian Whyte is successful, they could do a third fight. The press conference is going to be lively. Those two guys basically the same type of people, man, from the same type of backgrounds. And those two guys, no holds barred. So the press conference would be just as exciting as those two fights did when those two guys linked up. So we'll see what happens and we will see what transpires. But as far as this matchup goes today, hold on, man. Hold on. My car about to take off on me. I got the thing in park and it's about to drive off on me. I got to put the emergency brake on. But anyway, I think Dillian Whyte's going to have to fight this fight similar to the way he fought the Derek Chisora second fight. As far as patience, he fought a very patient fight, and he basically threw very accurate and shots that really were devastating shots, as Chisora was outworking him, throwing more punches, landing more punches, but the more devastating punches was landed by Derek Chisora, and Chisora was able to stop with the help of a corrupt referee who was not warning Dillian Whyte for some of the illegal tactics he was doing in that ring, and Derek Chisora decided to take matters into his own hand. The referee deducted a point from Chisora, so Chisora felt that he might have been behind on the scorecards, and then he felt he was fighting two people in the ring, Dillian Whyte and the referee, and he went for broke and got caught with a shot, ended up getting slept without the NyQuil. But I think he's going to fight similar to that fight as far as don't be as aggressive he was in that first fight. I think he knocked Povetkin down twice in the first fight, and I think he kind of took things for granted. He thought it was just a matter of time before he stopped Povetkin. Got a little lazy, got a little lax, and got caught with a beautiful uppercut that put him out for the count. I think this fight here, I think he's going to be landing his punches, but I don't think he's going to be as aggressive or as reckless as he was in the first fight. I think he's going to be trying to land that left hook to the body. That's one of his better punches. I think he's going to be trying to set up the jab up top and a jab to the body. And I think he's going to be trying to set up that right hand, because I think Povetkin is going to be looking for that left hook to the body. So that's going to set the stage for Dillian Whyte to land the right hand off the jab. I think by far as technical skill-wise, Povetkin is on another level than Dillian Whyte. But I think just the fresher fighter, the more ferocious fighter, I think Dillian Whyte has the edge in those two categories. So this is a true 50-50 fight. You got people believing Povetkin is going to copy what he did the first fight and get the knockout in the second fight. And then you got other people saying, well, Dillian Whyte was on the verge of stopping Povetkin. He just got careless, or they trying to say that Povetkin landed a lucky punch. And Dillian Whyte just basically got to pick up where he left off in the first fight and just doesn't be as reckless or as careless and get caught with that shot. He should win that second fight with no problem. Somebody's going to be made out to be a liar, and we'll see what happens. But I like these type of fights. They're true 50-50 fights. And I think what it boils down to is I think Dillian Whyte's going to take a page out of out of the second Chisora fight. And I think he's going to take a page out of Anthony Joshua in the rematch with Andy Ruiz. He's going to fight a fight where he's going to be effective. I don't think he's going to be on his bicycle like AJ was. I don't think he can fight that style. I don't think he has the footwork to do that. But I think he's going to fight a more... It's going to be called a patient fight, an aggressive fight, but a patient fight at the same time. I think he's going to be aggressive at times, but I think he's not going to be as reckless, and he's just going to pretty much outwork and try to bully Povetkin, kind of similar to what he did in the Joseph Parker fight. He's going to try to get Povetkin against the ropes and just basically use his weight on Povetkin and just try to bully him and maul him, similar to what he did with, again, Joseph Parker. As you see in the weigh-in, he has, what, a 21-pound, a 19 to 21-pound weight advantage. I think he came in at 247. Alexander Povetkin coming in at 228, so he has a size advantage, and I think he's going to use his weight to his advantage. And I think he wins... I think he wins a late stoppage. A late stoppage. It could go to a decision, but I think a late stoppage, somewhere around the 11th round. I see him wearing down Povetkin, as Povetkin seems to gas out in the second half of the fight, being a much older fighter than Dillian Whyte. I think his gas tank runs on empty, and he succumbs to the mauling and the pressure and the weight that Dillian Whyte's going to do to him, and then the effectiveness and not being as reckless as he was in the first fight. I think that's going to pave a way to Dillian Whyte getting the 11th round TKO stoppage over Alexander Povetkin to once again become the WBC interim champion and put himself in prime position to fight the winner of Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury if that fight ever comes to fruition. If not, then again, like I said earlier in this video, he gets the winner of Joseph Parker and Derek Chisora. They set the stage for that. Another guy that could be a wild card as a possible opponent for Dillian Whyte if he's successful is Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz. Both of those guys have been mentioned. I don't see any one of those two guys fighting them next. I think the PBC is lining up a fight between Ruiz and Wilder. If Ruiz is able to get past Areola, and then Wilder takes a interim fight. If he doesn't get the Fury third fight, he takes an interim fight and he wins that interim fight. I think they set the stage up for Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz. That's plan B, but plan A is for Wilder to get his trilogy with Tyson Fury. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment in the comment section on who you got in this fight between Whyte and Povetkin, and let me know what round you think is going to end in, or do you think it's going to go to the decision. Give me your winner. Hit the like button if you like the content of this video, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I'll holla.